Every single day, your body processes a massive influx of raw materials. The mouth acts as the primary intake terminal for this continuous logistics pipeline, setting the stage for everything distributed downstream. Along with your food, you swallow roughly 1 to 1.5 liters of saliva daily. Riding in that fluid are billions of microscopic entities, including a highly diverse community of oral bacteria. Under normal conditions, these microbial intakers face a severe biological barrier. Gastric acid in the stomach acts as a highly fortified chemical checkpoint, neutralizing most incoming biological threats before they can reach the delicate machinery of the lower digestive tract. But that defense grid occasionally drops. Normal aging, periods of poor oral hygiene, or the frequent use of acid-reducing medications like proton pump inhibitors weaken the acidity of the stomach, leaving the security checkpoint compromised. When the acid barrier thins out, acid-tolerant oral pathogens easily survive the drop. They bypass the neutralized stomach environment, mixing freely with healthy food and fluids, traveling straight into your intestines. This initial entry port serves as the front line for the body's internal security. The health of the entire biological network is defined by whether this first checkpoint holds or allows a breach to occur. Once rogue oral bacteria survive the gastric zone, they arrive intact in the gut. These invaders aggressively colonize, pushing out the native microbiome. They go straight to work on the intestinal walls, dissolving protective mucus and breaking down the cellular glue, keeping the gut sealed. The local tissue reacts immediately to this structural damage, triggering severe inflammation right at the site of the cellular breach. Through this physical dismantling of the intestinal barrier, the gut shifts from an efficient processing center to a primary source of systemic vulnerability. This diagram shows a bacterial extracellular vesicle, or BEV. These microscopic data packets are discrete spheres deployed by invading oral pathogens to carry specific biological payloads. Because they are nanoscale, these BEVs travel at high speeds. They slip straight through the intestinal wall barriers long before the host bacteria cross over. Inside these packets are specific virulence factors and toxins, acting as inflammatory instructions. They are designed to directly target and activate the gut's localized immune sensors, such as toll-like receptors. When the sensors read these packets, a signal hijack occurs. The BEVs effectively trick the local immune system into a state of severe, unwarranted high alert against a massive perceived threat. The response creates massive biological alarm noise. The immune system floods the area with defensive cells, creating an aggressive overreaction that heavily damages the surrounding tissues. As the local tissue degrades further under this friendly fire, the pipeline loses all integrity. The intense localized inflammation spills directly into the systemic bloodstream, radiating out to the rest of the body. Oral pathogens weaponize the gut's own communication network to broadcast system-wide damage without ever physically leaving the intestinal tract. Caught in the circulatory current, warning signals and inflammatory cytokines spread far beyond the digestive tract, traveling through the vascular network to reach distant organs. This systemic inflammation places massive physiological stress on the cardiovascular system. It degrades vascular integrity, weakening the blood vessels and accelerating the buildup of arterial plaques. Simultaneously, the constant inflammatory signals interfere with muscular tissue, disrupting how efficiently your body processes energy and accelerating the loss of muscle mass. This chart shows the correlation between systemic inflammation and heart function. In chronic states, this persistent stress gradually erodes vascular health and energy efficiency, leading toward multi-organ dysfunction. To prevent this long-term decline, the intervention point isn't in the blood or the heart. It requires looking back up the pipeline to the original intake terminal. By securing the entry port through active oral maintenance and treating periodontitis, you halt the infiltration of rogue bacteria at the source. The inflammation input line drops, allowing the distant systems to recover and stabilize. Maintaining a healthy microbiome in the mouth ensures that only balanced, high-quality biological signals flow down into the gut ecosystem. Preserving the oral environment is a necessary step in protecting the longevity of the entire biological chain, ensuring that the body's primary gateway remains a secure barrier rather than an open door for disease.